Hi, welcome to Polyphonic Press. I'm Jeremy Boyd, and today I'm going to be reviewing the album Ghost Stories by Coldplay. Here we go. So Ghost Stories is the sixth album by British band Coldplay, and it's the band's follow-up to 2011's Mylo Xyloto. With that album being a bit more of an experimental pop record, they wanted Ghost Stories to be somewhat of a return to form. The writing and the recording of the album took a little over a year to complete, and was actually released 2 months after Chris Martin had split up with his then-wife Gwyneth Paltrow. I try not to bring in the personal lives of musicians when I review an album, but it's hard not to think about when you hear the lyrics on this record. This album starts off with the song Always in My Head, and it starts off with his beautiful choir singing this angelic sort of droning sort of melody, and eventually settles into the main feel of the song, and it's a slower song which is washed in huge electronic production. It's got electronic beats and synthesizers all over the place. I think if Moby ever started producing pop music, this is probably what it would sound like. This is probably one of the stronger songs on the album, and it opens the album up in a way that kind of lets you down a little bit as the album progresses by each song. The first single from the album is the song Magic, and it's a pretty minimalistic sort of song with just a drum beat and a guitar and a piano sprinkled in for a little bit of flavor. This song feels a lot like the opening track Always in My Head, and I actually had a bit of a hard time making this distinction between the two. It's slightly different, but the songs are so similar that I actually had to go back and listen to the first track just to hear the differences. To be honest, I don't think I would have gone with this song as a single. It just doesn't really work that well as an introduction to the album. The song Midnight fades in from the song that preludes it, True Love, and Midnight is actually the second single released from the album. It's a very minimalistic song with very few instruments on it. Normally I would say that that was usually reserved because it's making the vocals stronger, but there's actually this vocoder on the vocals that really make it sound muffled. I really didn't have an easy time understanding what the song was about because of that effect on the vocals, and Chris Martin is a great singer. I don't think he really needs any help with any sort of studio trickery or anything like that. It was more of a stylistic thing, but I don't think it really worked in this song. To me, this is sort of a throwaway track, and to be honest, I don't think I would have even bothered to put it on the album, let alone release it as a single. It's just not a very strong song, and I don't think it really fits in with the rest of the album. The song Another's Arms is another strong song on this album, and to be honest, I probably would have gone with this song as the lead single from this album. This song sounds like an adult contemporary song from the late 90s, and I think when you put this into the context of how long Coldplay has been around, this kind of makes sense, and they kind of ease into that category at this point in their career. This whole album kind of feels like that, but this song in particular really captures that spirit. One thing I really do like about this song as well is the backup singer is singing these huge melodies to sort of accent the chorus, and it really sounds really beautiful. And the album ends with the song Oh, and it's this slow piano ballad sort of song. It has this repeating riff that's played on the piano that sort of drones on and sort of repeats throughout the whole song, and it's sort of accented by these different noises that are going on. For me, this was a hard song to get into. I can really appreciate Chris Martin's vocal abilities, and I really do think he's a great singer, but this song just didn't really excite me as much as I would have wanted it to. I don't really have anything against the song, but it didn't really excite me or move me in any sort of way. It was just kind of there. After this song ends, there's about 3 minutes of silence, and then all of a sudden you hear the chorus start up, and the singers come in, and it's the exact same thing that opens up the album. So it kind of works as a complete loop, so the album kind of continues over and over and over again. The production on this album is very glossy and overproduced, and to be honest, I don't know if that really works with these songs. It would have been interesting to hear these songs in a more organic setting with real drums and real sort of pianos and guitars, and really go back to the sound that Coldplay had around 2005. To me, this album feels like one big long piece, and I didn't really feel like there was much distinction between the songs. They all kind of blended together. I don't love this album, but I don't hate it either, so I'm gonna give this album a 5 out of 10. So anyway, that's what I thought about the album. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you'd like to suggest an album for me to review, please leave that in the comments as well. Be sure to subscribe so you know when I post new videos, and you can check us out on Twitter and Facebook, as well as the website polyphonicpress.com. All of those links are in the description. And that's about it. Take it easy.